If you're planning on visiting or moving to New York City, aka the Big Apple, watch this video until the end because we're about to tell you which places you should avoid at all costs in the city. This video might save your life because the areas we're about to discuss are some of the most dangerous parts of New York City. From murderers to thieves, all sorts of criminals lurk around the streets of these shady neighborhoods. So buckle up because we're about to enter the dark zone of New York City. Brownsville. Coming in at first place, we present you with a neighborhood that may seem normal like any other neighborhood in NYC. But don't underestimate it because some real shady stuff happens here in its gloomy, dark alleys. Brownsville is located in the borough of Brooklyn. The neighborhood has gained its reputation as having the lowest life expectancy rate due to all kinds of crimes happening in the city, such as burglary, drug dealing, and even murder, making it one of the most challenging and dangerous places in NYC. Brownsville is undoubtedly a place that should be avoided, especially for tourists and people who are still new to the city. The intense crime rate in this neighborhood is relatively higher than any other place in NYC. The reason for that is pretty apparent. Poverty, lack of education because it's just way too expensive to enroll their kids in even in low standard schools, poor job opportunities, and many more factors have all mixed up and created a neighborhood filled with people who turn to crime to survive in this fast world. The reasons we explained just now are the only reasons that make many NYC areas so dangerous. Your chances of becoming a victim in this neighborhood are relatively high. Through an estimated number out of 36 people, 1 is victimized. Midtown Manhattan. Midtown Manhattan, the heart of NYC, is filled with countless tourist attractions, such as beautiful landscapes and iconic landmarks, making you forget how dangerous this area can be. It's one of the nicest places to visit, but it's also considered one of the most dangerous places in NYC. Why is that? That's a good question, because here you'll see scammers and pickpockets everywhere. Due to its high rate of tourist attraction, criminals are also attracted towards this area. Midtown is like the headquarters of scammers and muggers. Here you'll see scammers selling cheap products at very high prices to innocent tourists unaware of what's happening. The scammers' forceful nature and manipulative personality choose their prey very carefully and scam them very professionally. If you visit Midtown Manhattan, make sure your belongings are safe and close to you because pickpockets are everywhere. They'll take anything they can get their hands on. Mobile phones, wallets, earpods, or maybe your whole luggage. They can steal anything without you ever noticing. The vast crowd of tourists helps these pickpockets hide among the crowd, and they attack you without you even noticing. And once the deed is done, they disappear as they appear out of nowhere. So make sure you remember these things when visiting Midtown Manhattan. Hunts Point. Similar to Brownsville, Hunts Point, located in the Bronx, is also a bad apple of the Big Apple. This area is made for criminals, and everyone should avoid it at all costs. From homicides, burglaries, vandalism, and theft to drug dealing, gangs, and prostitution, all sorts of violent stuff happens here. It's said that your chance of being a victim of criminal activity is 1 out of 22 people. Hundreds and thousands of people are victimized every year. It's undoubtedly one of the most twisted parts of NYC. Visiting this place is very unsafe. If you're visiting NYC or planning on moving there, choose your residence nowhere near Hunts Point. It's sad how poverty can drive people to commit such heinous crimes. Money is a curse, isn't it? Mott Haven. Situated in the South Bronx, Mott Haven is the worst part of NYC, and when we say worst, we really mean it. It may be somewhat safe to go out in the neighborhood when the sun is up, but when the sun sets, you better stay inside, or else the monsters will get you. Mott Haven is known for its crime rate, which is 400% higher than the national crime rate. Go through some long way instead of passing by Mott Haven to reach your destination. Especially at night, because at night your life is always at risk. 1 out of 32 people is victimized by the crime happening in Mott Haven, so you better avoid it no matter what. From murder and burglary to assault and vandalism, all kinds of shady stuff is happening here. So it's best not to let your guard down if you do have to pass through Mott Haven both day and night. Having a weapon with you is also a great precaution. Still, tourists have no business here, so you better avoid this dark hell. Fordham. Coming in at number 5, we have Fordham, a college town located in the western part of the Bronx, being home to a portion of the Fordham University campus. It's also one of the most dangerous areas of NYC. The assault rate of Fordham is astonishingly 5 times more than the national crime rate. It's a relatively small neighborhood compared to the various other neighborhoods in the city. Even though it's small, this area has a separate police force for the safety of the people living there, but that still doesn't solve the problem. The crime rate in Fordham is still at its peak. Here, your chances of becoming a victim are 1 out of 29 people. During the nighttime, the neighborhood is a dark souls game because you never know when someone will attack you to steal, or if you're very unlucky, to murder you. So what do we learn, folks? Don't go out anywhere during nighttime in New York City. The police and the government have been doing their utmost to bring down the crime rate, but so far no significant results have been shown, and the crime is still happening like always. So yes, avoid Fordham. It is not safe to visit at all. Tremont. Tremont, also located in the Bronx, is one of the lowest income areas in New York City. With such difficulties, the crime rate is always at its peak. Even though the area has 2 separate police forces to deal with the crime rate, there's still no improvement. Tremont has always been a dark spot in the city, and people are always advised not to go there. This area is so messed up that it has a 200% higher crime rate than the national crime average. Out of 35 people, 1 is bound to become a victim of some sort of crime such as burglary, theft, assault, or even murder. Tremont has always been like this, and many areas of the Bronx are known for their violent crimes. If you're traveling around Tremont or any area of the Bronx, it's better to keep your surroundings checked to avoid any kind of attack or something. Highbridge. Located in the western part of the Bronx, we have another bad part of New York City, Highbridge. It's one of the city's worst and most dangerous neighborhoods, but it's also a popular area due to its numerous coffee shops and the fact that this area was used in many iconic films. Highbridge draws many tourists, which means it also draws criminals, because they are attracted to places where they can easily target tourists. This area isn't very welcoming due to the high crime rate and incidents like murder, theft, etc. If you go out on the streets of Highbridge, make sure you're armed with pepper spray or some sort of weapon, because here, you're not safe both at night and in the daytime. Your odds of encountering a criminal are 1 in 29 people, so you better keep yourself alert and not let your guard down. Highbridge is an amazing area, but we should never forget the bitter truth of the Big Apple, that criminals surround these streets. Aside from all of the shady criminal stuff, let's end this video on a positive note. New York City may be packed with criminals, but numerous places are safe for living and are definitely worth visiting for tourists, so make sure you check them out and enjoy your time there. Before you go anywhere, hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that bell icon to watch similar content. Thanks for watching. See you at the next one. Stay safe. Bye.